We're at Invest Karnataka 2025 summit here in Bengaluru, and just after his very interesting and riveting session, we're speaking with former Deputy Chairman, Planning Commission of India and economist Montek Singh Ahluwalia. Thank you for speaking with us, sir. And how has your experience at Invest Karnataka been so far?
Very good. I mean, I've attended one or two sessions. I always enjoy coming back to Bangalore because I like the city. So it's been very good.
As far as, of course, now, the push for investment, global investment that has transpired over the last 24 hours in the inauguration, we saw several MOUs signed, also will be happening over the next 48 hours here. How do you see this push really taking the Karnataka growth story?
Well, I'm glad that the government has organized an Invest Karnataka event because, quite frankly, it's well known that Karnataka and especially Bangalore would generally be regarded as one of the areas in India where if somebody is positive about India, that's a bigger issue. This would be one of the first places they would look at. There are a few others also. I mean, you're in a competition with Telangana, with Tamil Nadu and so on. And in Maharashtra, parts of Maharashtra, Gujarat and so on. So I wish you all luck and persuading people, but you have a huge advantage because the presence of a large number of significant international investors in Bangalore is well known, and I think it's good that you're making this push because I think the world's changing and we need much greater integration with established international companies that can bring both money and technology to India.
Do you believe the core sector, growth areas here in Karnataka continue to remain tech? Also, we're seeing a big push for AI and energy at this summit as well.
Well, I think all of those are important. I don't know whether they are limited. These must be the sectors that are relevant, for example, for foreign investment. I mean, Karnataka could make a big push in food processing. I mean, your wine growing industry is doing very well. But that's not what you're focusing for foreign investors. So these other sectors are the ones where you're looking for foreign investment. I think they're the right ones. The whole electrification of vehicles creates an incredible demand for all kinds of supporting products for which Karnataka would be very well placed also. But certainly renewable energy, electrification, anything to do with green energy and AI and its applications are areas where Karnataka would legitimately claim to be one of the places that any investor should look at. I don't mean just foreign investors, even domestic investors.
We saw, of course, at the inaugurations, the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh being present as well, and Union Minister Pralhad Joshi. Interestingly, both of them are from the BJP. They were on stage with the Chief Minister and Deputy CM of Karnataka and Cabinet Ministers who are from the Congress. And in fact, Rajnath Singh made the point here that it's good to have this, this bipartisan push for development of India. Do you believe that that is something that is a good sign?
Well, I agree with him completely because, it's very important for foreign investors to recognize one of the strengths of India is that we are a democracy. And a democracy means there are multiple parties. There will be an internal political differences, that's fine. But I think they must recognize that all reasonable parties subscribe to a general policy framework so that if you invest in India and the government changes at some point, that all policies will not change. I mean, if you create an environment where that expectation is there, then you can forget about foreign investment or indeed any investment. I mean, all investors want to be a little separate from the politics, compliment you on being a democracy, being a vibrant democracy, but essentially say, look, these are the policies that we've come in for, and just because a government changes, this shouldn't change suddenly. And that's very important, I think.
Final question to you. Your session also was titled on, global uncertainty, instability, all of that. Do you believe the India growth story is going to stay resilient despite this global uncertainty and, challenges that your session also referred to?
Well, I put it this way. We are less integrated with the global economy than we should be or than many others are. So to the extent to which global uncertainty will impact countries that are most integrated, it will impact us less, okay? On the other hand, some of the uncertainty that has been created, if you like, leads to a desire to shift investment away from China. That provides us with an opportunity, because we may not be in technology terms at the same level as China, but for all the investments that people are talking about, India has gained the reputation that it has the capacity to service those investments. So if people want to move the supply chains a little bit away, I don't think they're going to abandon China, by the way, but they do want diversification. They're not happy with being totally dependent on China. India would be best positioned in terms of scale to step in. So that is an opportunity. But you know, to do that, to benefit from that opportunity, we must be very clear that our trade policies remain open, that we welcome foreign investment, we reassure foreign investors, and that our customs duties are brought in line with the rest of the world. That's why I'm a great supporter of the idea of moving in with FTAs of different kinds. I mean, our traditional policy earlier used to be that we will do it multilaterally. But I'm afraid the rest of the world has just given up on multilateral trade negotiations. So we better recognize that the only game in town is free trade agreements. I believe we are negotiating with the EU, we are negotiating with UK. That will involve some give and take. But I hope that those will come to a successful conclusion. They have an incentive also of tying up with India, because they are kind of a little bit at a loss what their status is in the world. I personally have often said I've regretted the fact that we walked out of the RCEP, because that would have given us a tremendous positioning in East Asia. Whatever the reason, whether it was lobbying by Indian industry that we can't compete with China, which I think is a mistake. I think we could, for example, join this comprehensive trade partnership, which is anchored by Japan. It does involve accepting certain higher standards other than tariffs. I think we should move to that. Look, on the one hand, we have this ambition that we are going to become Viksit Bharat. It's about time we recognize that we'll accept international standards. If other developing countries have joined and they can meet those standards, why can't we?
Thank you very much for speaking with us, sir.
Thank you.
With journalist Venkatesh Perumal Uday Pratap Singh in Bengaluru for Newsx.
For more such videos, subscribe to the Newsx YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.